Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today it's going to be one thing I wish I knew when I started investing, and today it is when to buy the dip. Alright, let's get into the first slide. So this is an example of a good time to buy the dip in my opinion. So what are we seeing here? These are all of the stocks that I've chosen from my follow along portfolio, and everything is just tanking. It's dipping, I guess you could say. And why is this? What's the main reason for this? Well, from what I could tell is that on this day, according to CNN Business, link to this is in the description if you want to see the full article, the Dow and the broader US stock market fell to close sharply lower Monday as Chinese real estate conglomerate Evergrande's debt crisis made American investors uneasy. So basically, there's this company called Evergrande or Evergrande. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it, but that company, they're having some issues with their debt, and because of that, American investors are just selling everything, even though that company may not be related to Evergrande. So if the company that you're interested in, if you think it has like nothing to do with Evergrande, like maybe let's just say, for example, if Evergrande does go bankrupt, hypothetically, what do you think will happen to the company you're interested in the future? Do you think it's going to go bankrupt as well because of that? If so, then don't buy it. But if you think that it has nothing to do with Evergrande and it's still dipping, then that would be a time to buy the dip, in my opinion. So, for example, like I don't know, like Beachbody or Etsy. If you think that Evergrande will go bankrupt, and then because of that, Etsy's gonna go bankrupt, then do not buy the dip in Etsy. But if you think that Evergrande, like say Evergrande does go bankrupt, do you think Etsy will be fine? If you think it's gonna be fine, then it's a good time to buy this dip at like when it's down 4.11%. So yeah, that's an example of a good time to buy a dip. So when would you not want to buy the dip, or when would I not want to buy the dip? Well, for example, a day like today. So today, Activision, they went down 4.13%, while the average stock performance only went down 0.094%. So that's a lot more than what the market did. And according to this is from The Guardian. Activision Blizzard has confirmed an investigation by U.S. regulators following allegations of sexual misconduct and discrimination at one of the world's most high-profile video game companies. And link to this is in the description too if you want to check that out. So this is an example of a bad time to buy on the dip when the reason for the stock price to go down, when that reason it's specific to the company. So bad news came out about the company, and the company went down by a lot more than what the market went down. So in my opinion, this would be a bad time to buy the dip when it's just really bad news about the company. All right, let's get into the next slide. So there's some exceptions to this. Oh, really forgot. I almost forgot this. So what do you do when this happens if you already have Blizzard? So for me, I have a large position in Blizzard already. So what am I doing? I'm just holding. Why? Because no company is perfect. There is no perfect company out there that exists. The question you got to ask yourself is, can you see the company getting through this in the long run? And for me, personally, yeah, I can. I think Activision Blizzard, they're doing great. They're coming out with Diablo 2 Resurrected in a few days. Looking forward to playing that. And then I think maybe next year or in a few years from now, they're going to come out with Diablo 4. And yeah, there's just they have so many games that seem so popular around the world that I can't see them going bankrupt because of this. So yeah, just hold. Just hold. That's it. Also, some notes. So if you are DCAing your way into a position, dollar cost averaging, that's like buying a little bit every few weeks or every few months on a regular basis, regardless of what the market is doing, and it does dip due to bad news, I would continue to buy until I've reached goal amount in the company. So for example, let's say you're trying to DCA your way into Activision Blizzard, and you want to do like $100 a month every month for 5 months. So you want to have an initial investment of $500. So let's say you're in the middle of doing this right now, and then you see this news about Activision Blizzard, this bad news about the company, and the company is dipping. Do you stop do you stop dollar cost averaging into the company? No, I wouldn't do that. I would wait, continue to DCA into it until you reach that $500 mark. All right, so just do it until you reach that initial investment goal. Next, oh, I forgot to highlight the examples. Well, anyway, next, if you've already reached your initial investment goal, I would not add on dips on bad news about the company. So for example, let's say you already reached your $500 investment goal. You reach that, and then you see the bad news about Activision, like this. You see this, and you already have the 500 goal in your portfolio. You've already reached it. I would just hold. Don't do anything. Don't add to bad news. Uh, Next, if you have reached your initial investment goal of $500 and you do see Activision dipping, but you see no recent bad news about the company and you still think that Activision has a bright future, this would be an example of a time when I would add more to the dip. When it seems to be just going down and there's nothing bad about the company, maybe there's something bad about some other company and everyone is just selling like crazy, the whole market is down in general, then this would be a time when I would add on the dip. And also, as one important note, don't be afraid of buying at the top, especially after good news. Like, yes, I do buy on the dip, and yes, a lot of people like to buy on the dip. But one thing that I think is really underrated is buying at the top, especially after good news. So I do both. I buy at the top and also buy at the dip on when there's like no bad news about the company. And why would I buy at the top? Because winners tend to keep on winning. Not always, but usually. So for example, things like Amazon. Everything that everyone thought that Amazon would just crash. They're waiting for a crash, but Amazon, it just went up and up and up and up. Same thing with a lot of other companies. So winners usually tend they usually keep on winning. So don't be afraid of buying at the top, especially after good news. All right, I think that's the last slide for the presentation. Just the last final notes. So if you didn't know, my goal is to outperform the S&P 500, and I do that by choosing individual stocks. So if you want to see how my individual picks are performing against the market, like the S&P 500 or the Spider or the VU or whatever you want to call it, feel free to check out the Google Sheets document in the description below. And also I have a Discord called Stocks with Daryl. Feel free to join that if you want. So on the Discord, I post updates to anything that I do in the portfolio or anything that I think is a good buy in the market right now. The reason why I do that as opposed to making a video is that, well, it takes a while to make a video, and it's so much easier if I can just type in something into the Discord and let you guys know about it that way. So yeah, link to that is in the description below. Anyway, that's it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.